Everyone's saying we're live. I don't know. I have my doubts. Stupid computers just want to do an update. So it's warmed up inside the oven. I don't know if you remember, but the it wouldn't start on the 10th when we went to do the bake. And I mean, there's not very much, even though it's a hugely complicated system overall, there really aren't that many things that can go wrong. So the it was a Fireye controller for the oven. Oh, this is going to be horrible. Yeah, the stupid computer's trying to do some kind of, I think, Windows malware tool thing. Is God only knows. Okay. Well, it looks a little smoother, so that's good. Maybe it quit hogging the disk drive. I mean, it just sucks because it's such an old computer that if it does anything, it pretty much bogs down to worthlessness. All right, so we've got pretty good temps on this, like 98 or 100. I was a little worried it was going to be a bit warm because I did let the oven run a while to get warmed up. It's been, I don't know, like a month since we've really run it. And the recirculating blower didn't really want to start. So you kick it, it makes noise, it's grumpy, and then turn it off or quit trying. Then you kick it, and it's getting grumpy, it wouldn't start. Turn it. So I think it took the fourth try, and then it went ahead and started. So yeah, taking apart the original Fireye, I couldn't find anything wrong with it. And it's just crazy because it's old analog through hole components, nothing technology. There's no magic at all. And nothing looked like there were no heat marks, there was no smoke let out. I mean, the thing looked brand new. Like, looking through the stuff I've seen in the oven otherwise, that stuff doesn't look brand new. I mean, it might still be fine for a decade, but it doesn't look brand new. But inside that Fireye, it looked brand freaking new. Oh, I don't have my back protector. So we once I figured out there's really nothing else wrong on the oven, like I climbed up on top of it and I ran the I have a bypass, like a safety bypass setup where when I was troubleshooting the getting the flame started the first time, I rigged this bypass setup where I have keys and you could manually engage 115 to the igniter and then to the pilot valves to open them. And so you have to climb on top of the oven to access these. And there's a great big danger sign on the little gizmo there, and it's inside a box. And like, you can't just trivially turn gas on. You've got to have a lot of intent behind that. So I deem that safe enough. Plus, you have to have little keys to put in each switch. What else? So yeah, once I got it to, um, like what I did was I unscrewed on the top of the burner. There's a um, flame detector. It's a UV flame detector. So gas burns and it makes UV light. And I unscrewed that UV flame detector and then I ran the ignition and I could hear it clicking. So I was like, okay. So it's basically a 115 volt driven spark plug and ignition system. Okay, we have our date dial. Everything's good. And so once I could tell the ignition was running, I went ahead and shut it off, put the UV detector back on, then ran the ignition again, and then I flipped the other switch that does the um, pilot solenoid valves. And so I heard them click, and then I could see through the window on the edge of the burner that we had good flame. So then I crawled down and checked the front panel and the Fireye, and it's indicated there was flame detected. So the Fireye, part of its process is it'll send the signal to start ignition, and then it has like 10 seconds proof of flame before it airs out, and then there's like a 30-second purge minimum to start, but it has a manual reset. So the whole point of all that is like people blew up buildings, and the the so if it won't start, it'll it'll then shut the solenoid valves again and raise an alarm. And even if you reset it instantly, it makes you wait for your purge time to try again. So pretty much every time you try to run the oven, it'll make you wait on that purge time. But it was never sending the ignition signal. And it told me that the flame detector module was good because it was registering there was flame. So something went wrong in its controller. In its programmable controller, the MP, I think it was a 120. So scoured the bay of eating and found a newer version that has a microcontroller instead of all discrete logic, and got that in, shipped for under $250. Got it in yesterday, plugged it in the place. It's like I reread the manual for the new MEC120 to replace the MC120, and I verified that. I mean, it just straight up says you're allowed to just pull the MC120 off of its case and put the MEC120 in its place. The MEC we bought had the right flame detector and the right controller modules, so that was good. And then I also went through the rest of the PDF to verify that our wiring was good. I mean, I didn't create the wiring of this installation. A burner integrator in LA did when they first made the oven. And so I was just verifying some of the assumptions made. They made sense, but then I was able to see the exact same example diagrams in the schematic. And that was really good because then I didn't have to worry, was running a wire between two of the pins part of the problem or not. But seeing it in the book suggests it's an acceptable standard practice, so I was fine with that. What else? Oh, I think the socket's getting worn out. I thought it was the bit before. That might be the excuse we need to change brands. Okay. What else? So yeah, I put that in and it worked. Got some heat in the oven. Everything seemed okay. So there you have it. Basically a little over a week delay because it came from California. I mean, it came quickly, but still. Okay. Oh, it's still skipping, so probably we might end up deleting this video. We'll see. Okay. So we're gonna open the doors, pull the oven over the arm, close the doors, and hit run. And then we're gonna start a timer for 30 minutes. In 30 minutes, it goes, so basically it cycles to keep the temperature around 530 degrees Fahrenheit. And then in half an hour, I turn off the burner, open the doors, pull the oven off, close the doors, point a fan at it, and we wait another half hour to cool. So in an hour, I'll be back going live again so we can do the reveal of this part. So you just saw me pour the powder in, and then so what we're going to do is melt powder. And when we melt that powder, it will form the tank. Get our timer ready. Hit run. And we're going. Okay. Now we'll hang out long enough to make sure the jet engine turns on, meaning that the burner kicks in and it starts really throwing flame. There it goes. Alright, so we'll see you again in about an hour. So, yay, we're back at work.